Hi, guys. Welcome to the Pretty Little Book Nerds podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Genevieve,
I'm Danielle.
and we are once again talking about a very polarizing book. I said that in the last two, so I'm going to say it again. We're talking about Just Friends by booktuber Haley Pham. Now we do the pause where we don't know who's talking.
What am I supposed to say?
I don't know. I'm just always worried I'm going to cut you off, so I just stop after the intro.
So I haven't really looked into anything. You said that this book was had a lot of controversy, right? People
Yes.
both loved it and hated it. Why did they hate it?
So, so a lot happened with this book, I feel like. So the ARCs, the advanced reader copies, started coming out like end of last year, beginning of this year. And I guess some book YouTuber who's a lot smaller than Haley decided to make a video, and it's like a 40-minute long video talking about how terrible this book is. And
Hmm.
it like basically skyrocketed her and now she's doing great. And so of course people are thinking like, oh, maybe she just said it for clout kind of thing. But yeah, she made a video and I think she made it on TikTok even, actually, now that I think about it, but it was like it was long because I know a lot of people talked about it on different platforms. So it was kind of confusing to know where it originated from. But and then another girl made a video about like how early in like the life of a book should we start judging it and how like and whether or not we should take those criticisms like to heart because of the fact that like only a handful of people had read the book by then, and all it was this one girl who said like, oh, this book sucked and here's a million reasons why I hated it, which like, I mean, I guess we sit on here and we say things that we don't like about books, but also at the same time, like, this is a first release. It's a brand new author. I think a lot of people had high expectations specifically because of the fact that she is a booktuber. And so they thought it was going to be some like literary masterpiece. And it's like, no, it's a closed door very YA kind of romance book. Like it's, I mean, it's labeled as an adult romance, but to me, it read more YA. I don't know about,
Yeah, I agree with all that.
but yeah, a lot of
Um,
people just had issues with it because it was either like, oh, I expected more from her because she reads all these books and blah, 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 and like all this stuff. Or it was a lot of people online were talking about how they didn't like certain word usage, which it was like you could have used like a simple word, but then she used like a bigger word for it. And they were like, there was no need for that word to be there, or like I had to search up what that word even meant and like all this stuff. And it's like, just leave it alone.
so I think you told me about this maybe in our last episode, or maybe it was just us talking about it. I can't remember. Um, and I feel like if you watch her videos, like it's kind of how she talks,
Yeah.
like a normal person. Like sometimes you say big words and sometimes you don't. I don't know. But I'm like, I didn't see that as a negative or even catch like yeah, there's words that you don't know or that maybe most people don't know, but that shouldn't be a reason to knock a book.
Yeah. I think if it had been any other author, like Taylor Jenkins Reid, even like we just read in for the last episode, like if it had been her and she had put in a big word like that, people would have been like, oh my gosh, that's so clever to like change it up and all this stuff, but because it's
Yeah,
or they're harsher about it, I guess. I don't know.
I think people are just overly critical of her because one, she's young and she's like already has a big following and is semi-famous.
Yeah.
Like a cat's getting into something. Oh, and I have no idea.
Oh, my cat is sitting on Josh's backpack on the floor. So,
Like I don't
um,
even see them, but
but
um, so you did like this book.
I liked it a lot. I read it in 2 days, 2 or 3 days.
I liked it too. Um, and let's get to that. So you read it in 2 days. I feel like under different circumstances, I could have read it faster too. Um, so I had to get a lot of thoughts together before we recorded this and had to be in the right mindset.
Hmm.
So for anybody who hasn't read this or doesn't know us that much, the book starts out where she just moved back to her hometown to be with her mom and great aunt.
Hmm.
Um, and she hadn't known that her great aunt was sick until like 2 weeks before because they kind of hid things from her. They didn't want her to worry. Um, so anyways, her great aunt passes away. What is it, like a month after she moves back? I can't remember
Hmm.
the timeline.
Something
Um,
like that.
hang on. I'm like in the middle of something serious and okay, love you. Have fun.
Children.
That was the question.
Oh.
They just went fishing and now he's gonna go like hang out with friends. Um, okay, so the great aunt passes away, and like I was dealing with earlier this year, a whole bunch of family stuff, and my dad ended up passing away at the end of February. So I could only read like one or two chapters at a time and then needed a mental break. Um, and she goes deep into grief, which is great and like also unexpected for a romance book too. Like that's kind of why it's like romance, but I don't know. Like wouldn't you say kind of like semi a little bit but
Yeah,
there she goes into a lot of things about the grief that the character's feeling.
yeah. Because I felt like, I kind of felt a similar way. Like, it is, marketed as a romance book, it's sold as a romance book, but to me, it felt a little bit more like Annabelle Monaghan, where like everybody thinks her books are romance books, but realistically, it's like literary fiction with a romance subplot. And I felt very similar about this book, where it felt like it was, yes, of course, it was about the romantic interest in that whole thing, but it was also a lot about her dealing with grief and dealing with everything that comes with that. And I feel like that was more of the forefront.
Yeah, like the death of her great aunt. Um, I don't know what direction I want to take. Sorry. So her great aunt dies. She's assuming that like they're gonna have to find a place to live, and her mom doesn't know what's gonna happen. She also tried spending a lot of time with her great aunt before she passed away. Um, a Lottie. I forgot her name. So she didn't want Blair to see her like sick and have to take care of her, but she was okay with like the mom taking care of her sister. And sorry, I went back. So, um, oh, and she also owns like 7 convenience stores that
He's rich.
her mom helps run. They don't know what's going to happen to that. They pretty much think that everything's going to be taken away from them. And it's like, wouldn't you have discussed this or like assumed Lottie would have taken care of you too? But that's a very minor detail that's dumb to be stuck on.
I mean,
Um,
I can understand a little bit about like why like you and I would probably find that a little odd because like I mean, at least every other time I go down to my grandparents' house, they're like, "Well, this is what happens when we're on our way out. This is what you got to do." And they like go through it with me. It's like I don't need to have this conversation 2 times a month. We're fine. But like
yeah.
I have a lot of friends and stuff who like even like older people that like I work with. A coworker of mine, when her um parent passed away unexpectedly, she had no idea what to do. They had never talked about it. They had never discussed it. They had no idea what was going on because their family just never talked about that stuff. So for some families, it's normal to not discuss it, which is crazy to me, but like, yeah,
Yeah.
you just don't
Well,
know.
it's just like it's not crazy that they never talked about it, but that like mom and Blair thought that they were just that everything would be taken away from them. I don't know. Anyways, not the point. So, turns out, Lottie left the house and the 7 convenience stores to the mom, and then she also had a little cottage near the lake or ocean.
Yeah,
Ocean,
one
yeah.
of them, a body of water.
Yeah, to Blair, and apparently this cottage is worth over $1 million. Nice. Okay. So when she moved back, did you have something to say?
I was gonna say something about that but I didn't know if it was like stupid to even mention because like at first I was like, there's no way like a tiny place like this would be worth that much. But then you think about like it's on the water, it's in California, which automatically raises the price.
Yeah,
So I was like,
yeah.
okay, maybe I need to lower lower my thought process here. Remember, this book isn't set in the Midwest where, you can buy a house for $200,000. Like some people, like some places are a lot more expensive.
Yeah. So Blair, when she moves back, she's immediately looking for a job and she gets a job at this local coffee shop. Well, her high school sweetheart slash best friend owns it, and it goes into how they actually broke up and didn't talk for 4 years later in the book, which kind of drove me crazy because I
But
really wanted to know.
I do kind of want to talk about that though, because and that makes me think you probably picked up on it earlier than I did. But at the beginning of the book, she kind of just talks about him as if he's like the manager there. And so I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Manager, whatever, like blah blah blah. He just manages the place. And then later on when this is spoiler, when he was like, no, I own the coffee shop. I was even shocked because I don't know, that just like I guess
Oh,
over my head. I don't know. So
no, I assumed he owned it, not right away, but when it was like revealed that it was only like a few people working there, I guess, and then there's like birdhouses hanging on the ceiling and he liked to build stuff, like um yeah, then I kind of assumed he owned it. Um so she is I feel like okay, I need to start taking notes because I'm all over the place with this.
I
So
do.
she worked at the coffee shop. And then she put her life on hold to move back because
Mhm.
she had a job waiting for her in New York for the summer. Um, she had
Oh,
just graduated, that's why she couldn't move back for like another 2 weeks. And so she put this job on hold and she had all already planned on moving to New York in September. Um, and right now it's like May or June or something like that. So she's kind of helping her mom, and her mom, like, they're the type of family where they don't want to show sadness and that they need help. So, like, when her mom finally kind of breaks down in front of her, she realizes, like, the type of help that her mom needs rather than her lifelong dream. Blair's lifelong dream is like to make enough money so her mom can retire and like enjoy her life and not do anything. But her mom kind of liked help working at the convenience stores, I guess, and like helping Lottie too.
Yeah.
Um, anyways, I guess we'll pause there for the plot, but there's just some things. Oh, I did take notes over the plot. Okay, I didn't know I did that.
Don't say that.
Oh, I forgot the guy's name though.
Oh,
Um,
Declan.
it's what?
Declan?
Oh, okay. It cut out,
It's
so
a
I thought you
weird
said
name.
just Glenn. I was like, that's not it. Okay. Um, so when she's going through like some of the grief things this book kind of helped me because some of the things that I experienced the past couple months, I had no idea those were things that could happen. I had a lot of anxiety responding to texts unless it was like close family and friends. Like if they were, um, I don't know, like distant family that reached out, or like one of my dad's friends sent us something. Like I had such anxiety, like texting him to say thank you and stuff. And she mentions that in the book too. Also, and Josh and I talked about this, but like the random thought going through our heads that's like, oh, my dad's dead. My dad's dead. And like that happened to her. She would just be like, oh, my great aunt died. Um, and that all of a sudden, like there was so much that I wanted to talk to him about or just say to him afterwards. And it was, of course, when I couldn't. She also mentions that and just the similarities like of my dad and Lottie that he didn't want to be taken care of, but that kind of like whenever I did take care of him, like it kind of helped me a little bit and stuff and felt like I was actually doing something. Um, yeah. Do you have anything to add to that?
Um, Honestly, I don't, it's so difficult for me because like I kind of I don't know if this is gonna sound insensitive. I hope you understand what I'm saying, but like it didn't really feel like I was experiencing anything. Like it was difficult watching you and Josh experience it. It didn't just because I think like I mean, I'd only known your dad for such a short time. And so I don't have all of
Yeah.
this stuff in my brain that you guys have. And so the difficult thing for me was watching you guys go through it and not knowing, oh, should I text her today? Should I see like, like just stupid stuff like should I text her about like what chapter we're on or is that rude? Because like her dad just died. Like shit like stuff like that, like just like the normalcies of life because I didn't know if it would make you feel good to have that normalcy or if it'd make you feel like I didn't care.
Yeah, no, I meant like as long as some of the plot, like
Oh,
as far as some
I
of
was
the plot
talking
with
about
the.
going through grief. I was like trying to get into like
No, it's okay.
my bad. Um, but
Yeah, I just
I
wanted to
mean,
get my point across of like I made connections with this book that like I don't think were intended, and
well,
it helped me like far more than I thought.
that's, I mean, not for me to just go on a rant that doesn't matter to the conversation of the book, I guess, but like, I mean, that did kind of happen with me with this book in a different sense, watching the friends and how they were like, we didn't know that you needed us because you didn't say you needed it until you did. Like,
Yeah, at
oh,
first
wait.
I got mad at them for like not reaching out and not paying attention, but then apparently that's how Blair's like personality was, is like she never needed help or like talked about feelings. So,
But I also just think like in any difficult situation, it's hard to reach outside of the like, how are you doing? Are you feeling okay today? Kind of like the things that seem superficial, I guess, when you're going through something difficult, like it's hard to kind of step out of those conversations. So in a way, I felt for those friends, and also in a way, I felt kind of similarly to the main character in the fact that like she reached out and told them that she needed help because she couldn't deny it anymore, which is something I tend to do a lot, not in just like grieving situations, but just in like normal stuff. Like,
mhm.
I don't know if you're the same way. Like, it's hard to like say, like, when you're self-sufficient, it's really hard to then be like, oh, I can't do this by myself. I kind of need somebody around.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think she got to a point where she was like getting mad at her friends and then kind of realized, oh, they don't really know what I'm going through because I'm not saying it. And um, so there's character growth in there. Um, um,
Should should we get a
sorry,
little bit more lighthearted and
into
talk
the
about
plot.
oh, I was gonna say talk about these hilarious low reviews on Goodreads.
Oh, not really.
No, you're like, no.
Huh?
You shot me down real quick.
I'm like, because I feel like people's reviews are just what they are sometimes. Like they're stupid. I don't
There
want to
was
point them out,
one,
I guess.
I wish I would have saved.
Unless they're like ridiculously funny.
Here it is, this one. This person said this was definitely reheated Emily Henry nachos. That's
No, it wasn't.
that's how they describe this book. I just couldn't like, I don't know.
I I love Emily Henry and I feel like her books, well, I haven't read all of them though. So I need
I
to.
haven't read a
But
single Emily Henry book. So,
between like beach read, book lovers, um,
did you read People We Meet on
what
Vacation?
no, what's the other one?
Great Big Beautiful Life?
No, I didn't read that yet either.
Oh my gosh, I did mean to tell you about that. This is actually the perfect place to tell you about this. Lighten the mood a little. Um, oh my God, Clementine, you scare me every time. This table, I don't know how sound it is because it's like one of those like things where it like you pull the bookshelf out. I got it from IKEA. You pull the bookshelf out and it creates a table. And so
Oh, so
I'm
it's just
afraid,
like a slab of wood
kind of, but I'm afraid
that,
she's gonna like cause it to like fall back into the shelf because she just wants to sit on it and it like scares me. Um, but there was another booktuber I watch. His name's Jack Edwards. He's British. He's hilarious. I love him a lot. And she's writing it down. Um, but he said also he is a big, Great Big Beautiful Life hater. I will say that he hates that book with like a passion. Um, but he also
Oh,
said he's like, if I had heard that a certain political figure in the country that I lived in was creating something called the Great Big Beautiful Bill, and my book was called A Great Big Beautiful Life, and I probably would change that so I wasn't associated with him. So he just calls it the Great BBL.
when? Oh, The Great Big Beautiful Life was published just last,
Yeah, it was last year, I
oh
believe,
wait,
right? Or was it 24?
April 2025. But so wasn't the book published before the bill like started being talked about?
I think so, but I'm not sure.
I
I
feel like
don't
it might be too late. Like you wouldn't just change the name. Anyways, oh, it was Happy Place that I read. That one I didn't really
know
like, but I gave it 3 stars. Um, wait, why did I?
because
I feel like
called
Emily
Reheated Emily
Henry is
Nachos.
like more what?
Oh, I said because this book was called Reheated Emily Henry Nachos, which is just like the most insane.
Oh, that's what Emily Henry is like an established writer, and like this one, like how do you is like besides the grief and stuff, just like a cozy like read. Like not even like we said, it's like a little bit of romance, more fiction. So
Yeah.
like you can't compare the two. Anyways, let's go back into the plot. So,
Okay. Well, to be completely honest, there's a lot about the plot that, like, I don't know, I feel weird talking about because then I'm like, oh, if somebody reads it, they're gonna know already. Oh my gosh, there's something in my sock. Sorry, I'm having like a moment.
yeah, I guess
Because, like, I
because
mean,
it takes
don't,
them a while to talk to each other, really, and kind of
I will just say,
explore what went wrong. Oh,
no, I will just say his mom's a bitch for what she did. And I called it from the instant she was like, I never got that letter. I knew. I knew, dog.
I had a couple of ideas that it could be. And then, yeah, I was like,
And actually, that's really
um,
interesting because so she is a huge fan of Lynn Painter. So like if that comment would have
really?
been like, yeah, would if that comment would have been like reheated Lynn Painter nachos, I could have maybe understood that because like Lynn Painter's book Fake Skating, which I ended up reading right after I read Just Friends, had
Mm.
the same thing where it was she was getting letters from this boy, but her dad started throwing them out because he thought that that she was too old to have like a secret language with a guy with like a friend of hers, and so he started throwing the letters out, and she just
That's
thought
so
that
weird.
he stopped reaching out to her. And so like it's like kind of similar there, like I can see that. Um Also, I don't know how much you've seen this on social media. People have been coloring in the chapter headers.
Oh, really?
And apparently that's what she made it for.
Isn't it just the same cottage, like the same scene? Oh, no, it's
Yeah,
not.
but like, well, some of them are. A lot of them are the same. But yet she made it so that people could color it in if they wanted to.
Oh, cute.
Which I'm like, yeah,
Um,
that's so cool. Could never do that.
so yeah, I don't want to say what was I gonna say? So pretty much they realized what went wrong and like that they were both wrong in the situation, and that's how they just stopped talking. He did write her a letter, and she never got it. If she would have, things would be totally different.
Yes.
Um, Eve did spoil those beans, or spill the beans, not spoil the beans. It was his mom. His mom was really sorry though, like,
Well, she
but
sort of
still.
was because she did that weird thing at the
Oh,
party. But like,
oh yeah, forgot about that. Um,
which I'm like,
but
can
we
we
won't
talk about
reveal
how much that reminded me of the scene from Pretty Little Liars? Do you know what I'm talking about?
with Spencer's sister.
No, no, there was a scene in Pretty Little Liars where Arya met Ezra's mom at this like art
Oh,
gallery, and she was basically telling her like you're not good enough for my son kind of thing.
oh
It
yeah.
reminded me so much of that. Like I don't I don't think that was a meant to happen connection, but that's what happens when you're obsessed with Pretty Little Liars. So
Well, I was thinking it would be Spencer's sister, like in the first season, and where Spencer brought Alex, the guy from the club, to the part
oh
to a
yeah,
dance. That too.
I forgot about that one. I liked him.
I
You,
know.
which you know how many books we have left in that series to finish?
I know.
We still have like 14 books left in that series. Ah!
Um,
But
oh, I marked a lot of pages though.
I'm so jealous of
Did you
people.
mark any?
No, I
You
didn't.
marked it down? Okay.
I'm jealous of people that can annotate. I just like I can't read that slow. I just can't do it. Like,
Well, I think about it as like, oh, I want to mention this to you or like talk about it or something. So I'll read all these things that I did. Um, oh, so at the be no, throughout the book, she goes back and forth, like 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and stuff between when they were in high school. Um, she's talking about watching him, I think, practice playing football or something, because he's a quarterback and he was supposed to go to college for playing football and then he was going to get into the NFL. I don't know. Anyways, his sentence that's like, there was nothing more attractive than watching someone lost to what they love doing most. And I'm just like, oh yeah, whenever Dan's really into something, I'm like, ooh. Okay, moving on.
tell us what else.
Um, I don't know. I think I already mentioned that.
Gosh, I've just yawned away today. This is a really well
Oh,
thought
there's
out
like
podcast.
random parts. What?
I said this is a really well thought out podcast we have here. We just sit in silence for 45
Yeah, watching me read.
minutes.
So there were a lot of like weird little funny parts in the
Yeah,
book too. Yeah. So like there's a scene where she fell asleep on the beach from like running away from the coffee shop and he's waking her up and she's like, "Oh, that's embarrassing. Crying is a tiring business, it seems." I think that's what I flagged. And I just like, "Oh, that's funny." Like, I don't know. Oh my God.
yeah, she does have a really good like she has really good comedic timing in the book, I felt like.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it was like an insanely strong debut.
I think so too. Oh, so later in the book, whenever her one of her friends is like calling her, as I'm unlocking the door and stepping inside, an incoming call from Rosh lights up my phone. I don't know what this is talking about besides like reading the whole thing, but she says, "Was I going to continue measuring her by some impossible measuring stick? You didn't call me then, so if you call me now, I won't pick up." But I think it was about the measuring stick being funny. It's so dumb. Oh my God. Oh, yes, and things that felt easy to you before feel impossible to accomplish now, like texting my friends back.
Hmm.
They're not doing anything wrong, but I feel this endless well of resentment toward them. I just don't have it in me to joke around. Like,
Yeah. A lot of a lot of people
I
online
don't know.
a lot of people online have said something that even with as decent of a debut as this book was, I do still agree with though, which is that it might not, it probably wouldn't have come out as quickly had she, or like gotten like picked up as quickly had she not been a name in the book world already. I do agree with that.
Well, no, but that's like with everybody. That's like
Yeah.
with anybody, though. Like, they're not, I don't know. But what do you think about the cover?
I like the cover a lot.
I do too. I like how it's kind of like simple, but there's all different colors. And I love how it
Yes.
goes in on the inside.
I loved the annotated chapter too.
Oh, yeah.
Did you go over that?
I did read through some of that.
I enjoyed reading through that a lot.
Some of it, like, I couldn't read her handwriting, though. Like,
That
I need the
happens.
magnifying glass. Um,
Oh, gosh. But yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
and I like the random little envelopes.
yeah, those were
They're
cool.
not really random, they like separate.
Yeah, the little chapter breaks.
Yeah.
But I mean, I hope we get another book from her. I will say, because I think we talked about this with Kate Robb, where she was like the sophomore, like the pressure of a sophomore book, of your second book
Yeah.
is like big. And so that would be my only thing is I worry that she'll let some of that get to her head. Not in like an ego way, but like she'll read some of the negative reviews and then tone her writing down. That's my concern for her next book.
Yeah. Like maybe she'll listen to it.
Yeah, and I don't think she should.
I don't either. I think it was
Yeah.
what did you rate it on Goodreads?
My Goodreads rating is
It's
four
four
stars.
stars. Like you're taking forever. I
Sorry, I was
already know.
pulling up my review.
I actually I rated it 4 stars too. And I've been, because you've been finishing books before me, so I don't even look at the Goodreads reviews or rating until I finish and do it on my own. Um, and then I think we both decided that we'd recommend this to other people too.
Yeah,
Recommend this
like
book.
my book club in July is doing like beach reads for our theme, and I think this is going to be a book I put in.
Oh, okay. You should also put in
Beach
Emily
read.
Henry's Beach
I
Read.
yeah. Um, but here's my review. This is my review power hour. Um, I said, I honestly don't get why everyone is hating on this book. Is it mind-bogglingly life-changing? No. But is it a cute second chance romance with two lovable main characters? Yes. I feel like people went into this with expectations that were far too high and then were angry when they let themselves down. She is known on the internet for reading, and I think people saw that and thought that meant she would be the most incredible author of all time, and this book would be a masterpiece. Guys, it's still her debut novel. Debut novels aren't always these crazy, amazing works of art. You can tell this is her first book. You can tell that she maybe played it safe in some areas, but you can also tell that she has so much potential. I cannot wait to see what she writes next.
Mhm. Good job.
Thanks. I got the Danielle stamp of approval, guys.
I agree with all of that. What are you reading now?
I am 30 pages away. I'm gonna finish it tonight if it kills me. Um, I'm 30 pages away from the end of Delilah Green Doesn't Care, which is the first book in the Bright Falls series by Ashley Herring Blake. I am also reading our next, well, not our next episode's book, but the book after that. The episode after that. So I won't say that one. And then I am reading The Guest List by Lucy Foley, which
So
is
I
interesting.
thought,
What?
sorry, should we not reveal what we're reading now for our podcast?
I wasn't gonna talk about that episode since we have like a themed episode next, and then we'll talk about it then, I guess. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay. Just to give people a chance to read it before
Yeah.
listening. Five people.
Um, and then yeah, so that's I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like there needs to be more action for a thriller, and there's just like nothing happening. It's just like a bunch of people
Oh,
getting
really?
all the time,
They're getting what?
drunk all the time.
Oh,
Like it's just a bunch of like douchey men playing drinking games on an island.
are people dying? Like getting murdered
One
or?
person died. We still don't know who it is or who did it or anything. But to be fair, I'm
Weird.
30% of the way in, so maybe I need to give it more time. But and then my book club book for this month is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. So I'm reading that as well. I'm listening to it, but yeah. It's a thick book for a young adult book. It's like almost 600 pages.
Some of these are like really big books.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. But
Um, when does this episode come out?
beginning of May.
Oh. Um, yeah, let me go back. I'm still reading The Seven Dials Mystery by Agatha Christie. It's not as good as like her other ones. I'm
Mm.
like forcing myself to finish it. And our book club book, and then or not, it's not a book club.
Our podcast book.
I can't even talk or think. Yeah, that podcast book, and then I'm starting the Kristen Perrin um
Do you mean? No, that's not what
it's
you
the
mean.
second book in the series. What'd you say?
Nothing. I thought you said the name wrong maybe, but then the person that I was gonna say wasn't even an author. It was a musician. So that doesn't, just ignore me.
Okay. Oh, How to Seal Your Own Fate. So the first book is How to Solve Your Own Murder. So yeah. And then I was thinking like, oh, we should have talked about Independent Bookstore Day on our last episode, but this one's gonna be too late.
Oh yeah, it is. By this
But
time we will have experienced Independent Bookstore Day.
I know we'll have to remember to talk about that
Yeah, whether we do
next
it
time.
together or separate, we'll have to discuss.
We might be doing it together because I texted Josh the other day
You
to
guilt
be
trip
like, "Are
me.
you guys coming up for Audrey's birthday?" And he was like, "It sounds fun," and everything. That's not his voice.
It's not at all. But I was like,
And I told him that she had a game that evening too. Oh, that sounds fun. So hopefully. Um, yeah. And then we might have Sebastian drive us around to go
uh,
to places. We'll talk about that next time.
yeah.
Um,
I'm actually, that reminds me, I'm going to a book pop-up on Sunday.
oh
Um,
really?
yeah, there's this lady here, she's like St. Louis based. Her page is called Three Squeezes. And she does these like book pop-up things at like farmers markets and stuff. But she's doing one on Sunday at this like cake pop shop. And I've
Hmm,
been meaning to get to one of her pop-ups for like literally over a year. So I'm finally going.
that sounds fun.
Gonna come home probably with a blind date with a book or something of that sort. So, yeah.
Now I'm gonna allow myself next weekend to buy, I think, 2 books, maybe some stickers. Remind me when you guys come, I need to give you this sticker.
Oh, yeah.
I already
Give me a
forgot
sticker,
Monday.
guys.
It's so cute. Um, okay.
But
Is
yeah,
that
I think that's our episode. We've talked a lot about stuff. I don't know. Um,
I need to plan out my plot points better.
uh,
I will do that next time because
I
this book we're reading now is there's a lot going on. It's good though. I'm
yeah.
liking it.
I want to lie and say
Okay.
that I would also do the same thing, but I'm not gonna do that. So
I know. I'm like, but you're not going to.
thanks. Am I a bad partner?
No, I feel like we haven't gotten the hang of this yet.
No, it's been almost, we're like 6 months in.
No wonder we're not famous yet.
Okay, guys. Well, go ahead and follow us on Instagram. You can find the Dodson Productions Instagram under that handle. Just search in Dodson Productions. I am on Instagram under Dodson Does Stuff because I go do stuff and I share it with you guys. What about you, Danielle?
Mine's consumed by books,
Yay!
separated by underscores. I'm gonna post more. I'm really gonna do it,
Okay, well, we will see you
hopefully.
next time for a very fun episode where we talk about our DNF catalog.
That stands for do not finish. Get your minds out of the gutters. Okay, sorry.
Okay, see you guys later.
Bye.